Hey YouTube, it's your girl Chic from Chic Speaks. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? I scheduled this through StreamYard, but I usually do it that way when I know I'm going to be streaming from home. But I'm on the go, child. I'm at soccer practice, so let me know. Can you hear me okay? Can you hear me okay? Looks a little different from this view since I'm doing it through StreamYard, but hello, hello. How are you? Hello, virtuous woman. You say you hear me? Okay, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you for letting me know. Come on in here. Let's talk. Let's talk. How are you all? Good evening. Good evening. Y'all have to get these steps in, y'all. Ooh, come on in here. Hit the like button, please. It's free. Hit the like button. Come on in. Come on in. I'm taking you along with me on my walk. Hey, Yolanda. Welcome. How many of y'all were on the live last night? Surprisingly, it didn't go that long. Praise God, because y'all know we be in there doing a whole part-time job. It'd be like we be on like third shift in the evening doing it be like third shift. So I said, we covered a lot, and I wanted to come on in here, come on today to do a temperature check to see how you all felt about last night and how'd you feel about Champagne's story. We highlighted her story, her and Adonis' story, and she's going through the motions right now with Rose. She has a pending court date, and yeah, that's no fun. But she says, "Listen, it's time. It has to be done." I just wanted to know and to talk to you all more without having content to review to learn how you all feel about her and her version of the story. And do you feel like she's innocent in all this? Do you feel like Rose rightfully should have a restraining order against her? We know a lot about, the back and forth with her and Tosh Mob. So they got like this whole history, love, hate per se. But with Champayne, she's recently kind of got added into the equation as far as with Rose claims on being harassed by people. So how do you feel? Do you all feel like Champayne is just catching a stray because Rose is just in her feelings right now? Do you think Rose have a strong case? Because Tosh Mob still, Tosh Mob is still Tosh. She's still saying, speaking her mind. So my thing is, how does it work with this restraining order? Can you still talk? My question is, what's like? How do you distinguish harassment from opinion? Like that's the question I have, because as we were going through the documents, it talked about, okay, don't do this, don't do that, and to me, all those things that it was saying for Tosh and Champayne to not do, it was pertaining to like a physical type contact type thing. But given that they're like miles away in different states, did it does it impact internet and them kind of having a voice on internet? Like, are they supposed to not say anything? I don't know. I'm just confused, because what I wouldn't want either of them to do is like to still get caught up in any type of legal matter because they're still on the internet, talking a talk. Like, can Rose still say, see, look, I'm still being harassed, bullied, or whatever? I don't know, child. I'm just confused. I've never dealt with the whole restraining order thing, but these ladies still are on the internet. So I just wouldn't want anything like still to be held against them if they're still continuing to talk and to talk about her. If I'm making sense. Let me read these comments. I will say with streaming through this StreamYard, I can see you guys' comments easier, because a lot of times it's hard with the sun when I go through from YouTube. So I might have to start using StreamYard from my phone more often. Virtuous said deny, deny, deny. Somebody suggested to Tosh Mob to get some t-shirts that said that. Hey, Anna. Rhonda said Team Champayne. Team Champayne. Um, Ariana says Rose is a caseload. Yeah, she's to say the least. Anna says they are a whole ocean away. Right. Educated and Humble says I am Team Champayne with all the allegations. Let me see. With all the allegations Rose brought against Champayne, she has the right to tell her truth. A restraining order can't be brought against someone who doesn't have access to you. My. So that makes sense. So that's the thing. As we were going through the documents, and you all can go back to my live and go back to where I was showing those documents. And so as I was reading what the rules are, it was like things pertaining to like physical access or contact to somebody. So I'm like, if this woman in Georgia with me, what the hell is she doing to this woman in Hawaii? So what's the point? Like, really, what's the point? And what's classified as like cyberbullying, because I don't recall in the restraining order it referencing anything about like cyberbullying. I don't remember that part. So really, is this even doing anything? Do them damn police officers know that these people don't even live in Hawaii? How about that? How about that? What if them people thought that the people that Rose was complaining about were people in Hawaii? Y'all think Rose, well, I guess she would have had to give them their address for them to reach out to them with the restraining orders, I guess, right? So I don't know. It's just crazy. I'm just trying to make sense of it. Hey, WV. Hey, Queen. Virtuous says Rose didn't want the truth to come out, so she retaliated, built a whole platform on lies, and when the receipts came, she went wild. Yeah, she lost it. She lost it. We watched her lose it. I knew exactly why she was losing it. She lost it. That woman ain't been the same since. Let me see. Chick Life said, who is writing these scripts? Things are starting to look weird. Everybody is a suspect now. What's real, Chic? Are you part of the cast? Nah, listen, I'm just reporting it. Listen, I'm just a whole, let me see, what am I? I'm goddamn Bravo. I'm reporting like Bravo with the guy be, what's the man's name? Be, dealing with the housewives. I'm Bravo over here. I'm Bravo over here, Chick Life. Sierra says Rose is literally on live entitled "Me and Champayne." Shake my head. I believe Champayne. Wow. PM says I would say that the internet would be cyberbullying depending on what they say, and I would say that you would have to be in the same state. So I don't know. I am Team Champayne. Okay, thank you. Anna says Chic, Tasha, and Champayne should file a report on Rose as well because she is the one who's been giving out people's info and having them booked into any. I agree. Are you going live later? I don't know. I mean, I'm out and about now. We'll see. Someone said Rose is live right now. She wasn't live when I left my house. So we'll see when I get home if there's anything that's put out there that I want to just jump on and cover. So, but yeah, just keep an eye out. You don't know with me. That'd be like three lies for me. I haven't done three in a day before. I hit you with two. So we'll see. We'll see. Andy Cohen, yes, I am. What we go? Yeah, I'm the female Andy Cohen. I'm Chic Speaks out here. I'm just covering the foolishness. I'm just like, okay, now what you said she did to you, but you said she did what to you? you know. So I'm going back and forth. I'm just trying to get all the tea to try to make some sense of it and come on here to help you all make some sense of it. Because listen, it takes teamwork to make the dream work, and it's so much going on with it to where one person can't sit and try to figure it all out by themselves. Like, I don't care how many damn degrees I got. It ain't enough education in the world for me to sift through all this madness by myself. So I rely on you honor students to help me. Help me help you. It takes teamwork to make the dream work. We all need to work together to figure out what the hell is going on. Yolanda said the darkness of Rose is coming to the light and she can't deal with it. Hey, Blessed from Texas. She says, good evening, everyone. So we got my two mods up in here holding it down. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Um, that's what I said. As I said last night, the dark does not like the light. Rose is definitely the dark. She doesn't like the light. But hey, she just got to deal with it. Hey, Judge Fifi, I see you have a show. Judge Fifi, I seen you last night reviewing, and you had Rose video up. Where the hell did that video come from? Because when I went to her channel, did she pull it, but you still had it up so you were able to watch it? Because when I went to her channel, I didn't see her. I didn't see her going live, but it looked like you were reviewing a live. So I was all kind of confused. I'm like, what damn video is she looking at? Where the hell is this video? I still didn't even see it today. So what video is that? Oh, see, I don't even follow her on Facebook. So some things she'll put on Facebook and some she'll put on YouTube. Okay. I one time tried to find her Facebook before when she said it was under Rose Miller, but I couldn't find it. And I never went back to look for it again. So I'm not a Facebook person. I'm pretty much YouTube. I don't really do too much with any. I have an account and actually stream double. When from StreamYard, I'll do hit Facebook and YouTube simultaneously. But yeah, I don't even go over to Facebook to even look and see what the hell the numbers do or nothing. I probably should, but y'all, I'm a YouTube girly. I love YouTube, but I do stream over there, so maybe I need to get into it more. You said she was on Facebook same time I was live. Okay. Because I'm like, where the hell? Why she, Phoebe, you so crazy. You talking about, she had a hat on and she talking about she had hat hair. They in the comments talking about, Rose, what hat hair? How you got hat hair? You ain't got hair. It was insane. It was insane, y'all. So yeah, Judge Fifi had a live going on last night. Y'all go check that out. She had jumped back on since I had gotten off mine. She was back on. And I think she got something else scheduled tonight too for a recap of what went down yesterday. Because there was just a lot that went down yesterday with all the I guess these restraining orders. Rose was handing out restraining orders like Oprah hand out Oprah's favorite things at Christmas time. You get one, you get one. Judge Fifi was waiting on hers, but Fifi, yours never came through. Judge Fifi, why you didn't get no restraining order? Why she didn't send you one? She had your address or something? How you get left off the list? Let's talk about it. Why she omitted you? Do you feel left out? Do you feel some type of way that she left you out? Why she leave you out? Sade Amy said it was on Facebook. Okay, so what is her page name on the Facebook? I promise I've tried Rose Miller before and I never found anything. So maybe I need to look again. Sierra said that was crazy. Hey Victoria. Chic Life said, I sent you a message on IG. Okay. Judge Fifi said she don't gave my address. So nope, I'ma react on it. Peggy said she going there for more followers. Yeah, so what does Facebook look like for her? She got a lot of followers on Facebook? Cause I don't be following her on Facebook. So she do enough help for me on YouTube. I don't know if I got the strength to damn deal with the shenanigans on other platforms she got. Did y'all see the short she put up with her in the swimsuit? Only how I even knew it existed is because Tosh Mob did a post on her community page talking about it. So go to Tosh Mob community page, y'all, and see the post she did today. Talking about Rose got a new swimsuit. About time. So go and see that. So then when I went to Rose's page, I saw the short and she was debuting a new bikini. The bikini, she was in the swimsuit. But first you got to go to Tosh Mob and learn. You got to do it in this order. Now you can't go watch the short first. You got to go look at Tosh Mob community page first. So that's Tosh Mob. Go over there first. Then after you leave there, then you take your ass over to Hawaii and look at Rose and goddamn Brett and Rose in the bikini. You got to do it in that order, okay? Do it in that order. Let me see. Yolanda said, Rose was on Facebook with the children she was cursing, had her children acting a fool right with her, It was sad. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Judge Beef said no facts. Yeah, so y'all go look at it, y'all. But this whole situation is just a mess. I remember Champagne said she was going to go live tonight. I did not. I don't know if she has anything pre-scheduled. I've never watched. I don't know if I've never caught a live or anything from Champagne, so I don't know if she'll kind of, schedule that or how she does her channel over there. But I did see, which I was happy to see after our live last night, she had gotten like at least like 30 more subscribers over there. But I figured, by me profiling her the way that I did, I told her in advance that it would bring a lot of attention over to her channel. So that was a good thing. So yeah, I think it was like 30 posts after my live. It was like 30 additional subscribers she had. So I was happy to see that she got the additional subscribers. Because, child, that's how it works. You got to help one another out when you talk about one another's page and just show love and support. And, people kind of come through and see what you got going on. So that's what we do over here. That's what we are about over here. So that's why I like to go and check out, see what other content creators have going on. And I welcome them when they come on over to my little corner of the internet. But I wanted to just see, really get a temperature check to see from you all, because Champagne was in the comments. And I just want to see if you all were like here for like her side of the story. And do you feel like she's kind of like the innocent one, in this situation when it comes to Rose and hers? Like, is Champagne the innocent one? Or is Rose the innocent one? Who's the victim, child? Who the victim? Who the victim? And who needs to have several seats? Who's the victim and who needs to have several seats? That's the question. That's the question. And let me throw this one out. Would you all want to hear Adonis' side of the story? Like, you think maybe Champagne will touch on that when she talks? Are you guys ready to hear his side of the story, given that he's literally like in the middle of it all? Because let Rose tell it, they were happily married and he kind of went and found another woman and got her pregnant. That's Rose's version of the story. So really, this whole situation is centered around one man. Like, how often, like, that's normally how it is when there's conflict between women. It's usually a man involved. Like, I feel like a man can have conflict with another man, and a lot of times it ain't got nothing to do with a woman. I think with them more, it's probably usually about money. But with women, when they have conflict with each other, it seems like more often than not, it's a man in the story. It's centered around a man. So this man that all of this is centered around, I'd like to hear from him. I'm ready for him to talk, to tell his piece, because now his wife is caught up in this mess on a level to where she has to leave her children, get on a plane, likely fly to someplace she's never been before, and go to court and deal with some madness with his ex-wife slash children's mother, while he's still wherever he is and doing whatever he do. But this is what Champagne is having to deal with, and she ain't even with the man no more. She ain't even with him no more. They're still legally married, but from what she put out there, they've been separated for several months. So here it is. She ain't even with the man no more, and now she got to go to damn court behind. Ain't this some shit? That's how it be. Adonis, I need you to come to the front of the congregation, please. We need to hear from you. The lady's been doing a lot of talking. Listen. We've heard there. We're done listening to them. We need to hear you roar. What the hell is going on? What is your side of the story? Please tell us truth from fiction. Like, what's the deal? Tell us. The people want to know. The people want to know what the hell is going on. because you are smack dab in the middle of it. Regardless if you say, well, I ain't said nothing. Still, no, player. You're the root of it because there is documents that show you were once married to both women. So regardless of how long he was married to Rose, he did marry her. So we can't ignore that was his wife, regardless of how long the marriage lasted and what the reason was for. That's irrelevant. You married her. So let's talk about it. What is your version of the story on how you got out of, or made the decision to get out of that marriage and to get with Champayne? Also, let's talk about the timeline. Let's talk about the timeline of this. Did you overlap your situation? Let's talk about it. Do Rose have any rights to feel a certain type of way because you may have overlapped the situation? Let's talk about it. Because a lot of times, that's what it comes down to. A mofo be lying, not being honest about his situation, and the women aren't mature enough to stop and hold him accountable. Now they at odds. How often we see that? Far too damn often. Far too often. What I was always taught is that when you're married and the person in the marriage steps out with somebody else, that third party outside of the marriage don't owe your partner, your spouse, anything. The person you're in a relationship with is the one who owes you the respect. So don't be trying to go fight the other woman, or men try to fight the other man. You got to deal with your partner, because that's the one who broke the barrier, went that's the one who broke the trust, who lied, whatever. Because a lot of times, think about it, you don't know what story the person who that person is cheating with told them. It's a chance that other person didn't even know you even existed. You don't know. So that's why I don't believe in automatically jumping on that person, that third party person, because if he or she lying to you, what makes you think that they're not doing that with the other person? So I don't believe in just reacting. Ask questions. As I always say over here, honor students, you got to ask questions, because sometimes it's just not so cut and dry, and it's not like what it seems on the surface. Stop and ask questions. So Adonis, I want to know, what did you tell Champayne when you got with her about your situation with Rose? What did you tell her? And whatever you told her, can you back it up? So if you're saying you told her you and Rose were already divorced, can you back it up with the paper trail, with the timeline? Uh, did you tell her you and Rose were estranged? Can you back it up with receipts to show that you guys were living separately at a certain period of time? She was doing her thing while you were doing yours. These are questions I have, because I know people aren't always honest. And ladies, you know, when dealing with men and when they're dealing with multiple women, they're not always truthful with everybody. They gonna say and do what they want to do to get their needs met for that moment. And more often than not, it results in the women at odds with one another. This has been, from Champayne said, this has been 8 years, 8 long years. So, sir, we need to hear from you. What the hell? We need to hear from you. What's the real deal? What's the deal? Like, talk. The people want to know. The people wants to know. Let me get some of these comments. Okay, Yolanda says, Sheik, the right rug Rose has is out on her balcony. What the hell is doing on the balcony? You know it probably ain't white. She knows she didn't have no business buying nothing white for her and them kids. You got to be clean to mess with white. VP say, yes, I want to hear from Adonis. PM says, yes, I would like to hear from Adonis size Rose. Rose would definitely flip her wig. I agree. Anna says that PM, that would be a sight to see. Bless from Texas says she would shave her head again. No, 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 not revert backwards, child. Fairbanks says she has to fly to Hawaii for this. Yep. That's why I'm like, we need to speak for, hear from Adonis, because ain't no effing way. And we ain't even together. And I'm still dealing with this crap. Why Swizzle says loud and clear, Hawaii here. Welcome. Rhoda says she has to say it's Champayne because Rose is too narcissistic to admit she was the reason her marriage ended. Sick broad. My. Judge Fifi said, we got Champayne over here. She good. Educated and humble said Adonis needs to come and clear the air and speak his truth. Also, I believe everything Champayne that said, but he needs to come and tell his side. He also needs to show up in court with Champayne. Also, now that part right there, I didn't even think of that, but I so agree that he needs to be there by his wife's side, because ain't no effing way she should have to show up there by herself dealing with some nonsense that's rooted in him, because he's the common denominator. He's the father of the children. He's the root of it all. So that is a great point. And maybe when Champayne goes live, that can be a question asked, posed to her. Will Adonis be accompanying you to court? Because as a support, he should be there. He should be there. I agree. Thank you for making that point, educated and humble. Anna, you said at Fairbanks, this shit is wild. If she does instead of getting a Zoom meeting. Adrian Vice says Brett parents too need to speak up. Speak up. Anna said, Ariana, absolutely. Rhoda says that Fifi, were you able to do what you said you are going to do today? Judge Fifi says, Rhoda, I'm going live to discuss it. Rhoda says, okay, Fifi. Educated and humble says, if Rose didn't come on the internet and call Adonis and Champayne name for followers and content, this would not have escalated. Plus, Rose came to told a lot of lies and make herself look good, right? So she did get it going. Chick Life says, Sheik, how do I email you? I would love to bounce some ideas off you, love. I love your style of commentary and think you would be perfect for a project. Let me see. I don't know how I can put my do me a favor. After when this video posts, do a comment on this video so I can respond to, because I don't see. Let me see if I can. Because I'm on here from StreamYard on my phone, child. Because I normally go live from YouTube on my phone, but today I'm on StreamYard. So yes, after I this live ends, put a comment on it, and then asking me for my email, and then I'll respond to you there, Chick Life, because I'm not seeing in this StreamYard app like how to do what the hell I need to do. So yeah, do that for me. Thank you. Yeah. Ariana Vice says, yes, sir, say something. BP says that educated and true. Now she got caught up in her lies. Anna says that educated, if she didn't dox Tosh and Champayne, she wouldn't be here. If she tended to her children like she did the police station and arguing with them on the internet, she wouldn't be here. Well, damn. Okay, Anna. Anna said, listen, I can tell you how the hell this all could have been different. Listen up. Judge Fifi says it would be a Zoom. That's too late of a notice. So you're saying that September date is a Zoom, you think, Judge Fifi? Okay. Why Swizzle said the person who makes the TRO is not allowed to communicate with the other party and vice versa to a court. She may be violating her own report. Anna says, didn't Rose cheat on Adonis and was caught on camera for cheating? I don't know, child, but please tell. Blessed from Texas said, educated and humble. I remember Rose slipped and said Adonis' name on her live a while back, but I heard it. This was before anyone even knew his name. So she started all of this. Okay. Hello, Africana. Welcome. Anna says that blessed. Didn't she cheat on Adonis? And then Brett said she cheated on him 8 times. Lord Jesus. Listen, Rose said after she interviewed with Tasha, she ain't never gave her stuff to nobody after since she's been married. So she don't know what the hell y'all talking about, because she said she might cuss her man out, but she don't give her man twat away. That listen, I'm just saying that's what the hell she said. That's what she said. That's what she said. So she said she got one up on Tasha because she ain't giving her snatch away. PM says, and yes, that's what I heard too. Angie R, hey, hey, hey. She says, hey, Anna, I heard about the cheating on Brett and the sugar daddy, but did she cheat on the ex-husband too? Is that why there was a DNA test done? So, yeah, from what I've heard, allegedly the parents or something had caught her with someone at their home or something like that. Because she did, from my understanding, when they were married, what they lived in the basement, they lived at the parents' house. So allegedly, from what I heard, the parents saw her with someone, and the whole thing about the DNA and question of paternity of the baby kind of was rooted in that, because she was kind of caught creeping with somebody. So there's so much going around on the internet, pertaining to Rose and everything that she got going on. So don't know if it's true or not, but that's just something that I also heard as well, allegedly. Angie R says, oh, I see. I get bits and pieces. Petal says they're not doing any different than what you or anybody else is doing, except Tosh is hilarious. Rose just doesn't like Tosh because Adonis once visited her live. So since then, Tosh has been the target. I heard Tosh say she feel like Rose had been kind of coming for her because of her closeness she got to Adonis, and Rose didn't like that. It's like, okay, you're getting too close to home, you're getting too close to my personal life. So I don't know. I gotta come for you. I gotta shut you down because you're gonna be getting too much information. And I can see that being a threat for her because up until recently, no one really from Adonis' side was like heavy on the internet like that to share personal things. So Rose could go with her narrative, and it wasn't anyone with an opposing view out there who was coming online saying a different version of what she was saying. So that was very comforting for her because it's like, okay, well, there's no one on their side talking. They're not really into internet like this. So I can put out whatever I want and not have to worry about someone coming and challenging what I'm saying. Well, that changed. That changed the summer of 2024. So now Rose is just like, okay, this is a problem. This is a problem. Champayne, Adonis, the internet is my space. It's my space. So y'all need to damn keep y'all ish in locally in the state of Georgia, because you all are crossing into my territory with impact, which is impacting my followers and impacting my bottom line. So Rose got a problem. So then that's when she became Oprah at Christmas. You get one, you get one, you get one, because she's trying to shut people down. She's trying to shut people down. For a long time, she didn't have anybody to, per se, really compete with. Um, but now it's a new day. It's a new day, and she's struggling with accepting that. Joyce says she cheated on Adonis in her parents' smart home. Cameras was there. A man came to see her at Adonis' parents' home. Okay, wow, not the smart home. Child, y'all know in these days and times, you can't do nothing without getting caught because they got cameras everywhere. Anna says that Joyce, yes, I remember that story. Angie R says that Joyce, thank you for clarifying along with Sheik. I get some story and I try to piece it together. Thank you. Um, Bobby Allen says, hey, she thinks once she posts and delete, it's done. A lot of reaction channels have caught those lives and she's upset about it. Listen, what they say, once it's on the internet, it's forever, forever, ever, forever, ever. Like, I don't understand how a person with a million plus followers don't have that understanding that once you put it on the internet, listen, you've lost control over how you want to slice it and dice it and spin it and throw it up, flip it around. You done lost control over that because once it hits the internet, it's a done data, it can go, it takes off, grows legs, and it's just everywhere. People commentating on it, forming opinions on it. That's the internet. Rose has been on the internet for too long to not have this damn basic understanding. So Rose knows how this works, but she like to play crazy, play dumb, play helpless, so her rosebuds can show up and fight her battles. Rose likes for people to show up and fight her battles because it makes her feel important. Without that, Rose do not feel important. Without that, Rose do not feel seen. Rose do all this extra ish because she does not feel seen and she does not feel important. She doesn't feel valued. So, by her raising hell, crying, it gets the attention of people, and therefore she gets the reaction she wants, which is for them to say it's going to be okay. Who did it? I'm going to get them. Just like a parent would do for their child. If they say, "Oh, there's a boogeyman in the closet," or "Somebody hit me," "Oh, no, where I'm gonna protect you. I'm going to go get him now." Rose likes for people to show up for her in that manner because growing up as a child, she doesn't feel like her parents showed up for her in that manner. So, Rose is a grown child. She's a grown child. She's still a little girl in a woman's body. And she's struggling with just being seen, acceptance, all that. And it's quite sad. I understand it. I mean, I see what's going on, as I psychoanalyze it all. But you're an adult now. It's time for you to grow up and accept the reality that no, you're no longer a child. You're a woman, you're a mom, you're somebody's wife. So you have to move like all of that. You have to move like you're someone's mother. You have to move like you're someone's wife. And you got to move like you're a grown ass woman. All these stories of what didn't happen or could have happened as a child, I'm sorry to hear that. We all have those stories. But we can't live in the past and allow for that to stun our growth, right? We got to accept what is, what was, and just try to do better and do better for our children to not repeat history. Like, that's the best that you can do. You be like, okay, yeah, I didn't like how I was treated when I was that time. I don't want that type of experience for my children. So let me try to, be conscious about doing something different. Like, that's what it's about, right? Like, we all have those stories of something happening that we wasn't completely happy with. But it's a story that we have. It shapes us into who we are. You live, you learn, and you try to do better than hell the people who was damn supposed to been taking care of you. Like, that's it. There's nothing more to it. She go to counseling, they gonna tell her the same damn ish. I got counseling credentials. They gonna tell the same ish. They gonna talk her through it. Now, what you say happened, Rose? Now, how old were you? Then the segue in the conversation is going to be, well, let's talk about how we can move past that because you can't live in that. Let's talk about how we can move past that. Have y'all hit the like button? I can see, I'm on StreamYard. I can't see what the likes looking like. So, mods, let me know how are the likes. Y'all hit the like button. So 98 of y'all in here. Welcome, welcome. Hit the like button for me, please. But yeah, a counselor would tell her the same ish. They gonna talk her through with, okay, no, Rose, now what you say had happened? You said she said what? She did what? Now how did that make you feel? Okay, okay. Well, let's talk about steps, what we can do with healing. What's next? You have to segue into what's next. You can't just stay there. The counselor gonna entertain it for some sessions, few sessions, but the conversation is gonna be transitioned into how you can take control. The discussion is going to be on how you can take control. They'll help with providing tools where how you can do that. But it ain't gonna be time after time after time. We still just talking about what your mama or daddy did or what somebody did. That's not gonna be what the conversation gonna be about. Not all of them in the beginning, but after a while, you got to move the conversation along. Rose is not interested in moving the conversation along because moving the conversation along, it makes for her to no longer be able to be a victim and to have a reason to cry, to have a reason for people to come through and fight her battles. So she doesn't want to move on. She wants to live in victimhood. She's comfortable living there. And living in this place of being a victim doesn't require any work. Rose doesn't want to do any work. So she'd just rather have a reason to justify her shenanigans. Like she always puts some things on her zodiac sign. Rose just like passing the torch to like somebody else. Like it's always something other than herself and her conscious, her behaviors, like her intentions. Like it's always, you notice it's a theme. It's always something else as to why she's moving the way she do. It's never, well, yeah, I did this. I need to do better. I got to get help. I know I got issues. No, 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 no. It's, well, you did this. You didn't do that. Like, that's the thing. Or I'm a Sagittarius. So, yeah, that's why I did it. Or I'm a woman. Yeah, that's why I did it. Like, what? 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 Let me see. Let me see. Les from Texas says she said the furniture is supposed to come on the 6th. So that's today. No, what's today? Today the 5th. So that's tomorrow. Lakeisha Washington, hey, he said real talk. Cooking with Kiki says, I'll believe it when I see it, y'all. Anna said, blessed, it was the 25th, now it's the 6th. Bobby said, I was sure I would sue her and her air her air triage if I was Champayne. That case will be thrown out on the 9th. Once the truth comes out, she's eventually going to lose it all. Blessed from Texas says she's a grown child. That's why she lets her children participate in her shenanigans. Judge Fifi said the case gonna get thrown out and mine too. So Judge Fifi, I thought she didn't have anything out there on you. So you're saying yours getting thrown out too. I thought as of yesterday when you called them folks, they didn't have you on your name listed anywhere. So did I misunderstand or have things changed? What's the deal with you? Or maybe you're gonna talk about on your live, but I thought that she kind of left you alone. Angie R says at Blessed Sis, she been saying everything takes long to come to Hawaii. Not necessarily true. I buy from Hawaii all the time and don't wait that long. She been in an apartment a month now. Why? Swizzle said this is a waste of Hawaii's taxpayers' dollars. The judge will see this and most likely dismiss it. There's no threat to her. Bobby says exactly, Judge Fifi. Angie says she buy everything else from Walmart. Buy it there. Make it make sense. Judge Fifi said 48. She said, get them likes up, please. Yes, get the likes up. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, man. Angie says that why Swizzle, if it goes in front of the same judge, most likely denied. Laura said 55 likes, 98 views. Hi, chic. Hey, Laura, welcome. Thank you for that. Rhoda says she doesn't want to heal because being broken gives her more attention. I agree. Many of us know people that are like that. They rather just sit in whatever it is that they're mess because they like having the excuse of the story as to why their situation is what it is, opposed to doing the work to move past it. That's where the real work comes in. Judge Fee said the blame game with Rose. Anna says she's doing it to her children what her parents did to her, to the generational curse will be broken. She also has 4 boys to raise, men who will eventually be someone's husband one day. Yep, that's what I've had. I have the same thoughts, you know. These 4 young men will one day be someone's husband, and currently the male figure that they have in their life is Brett. Do y'all feel like he is a great example to those boys? Is he a great male figure for these boys? Do you think Brett is a great male figure for these boys? And as it pertains to Adonis' son, the 2 boys that Adonis has with Rose, do you think Brett is a great example to them for manhood, and think he will prepare them for life as black men in the world? Will these boys be ready to deal with society as black men in the world? From the guidance of Brett, the person who don't even damn want to acknowledge racism. Like, how we got this man, this white man, trying to be a daddy to your boys, and he don't fully even acknowledge the existence of racism, profiling, all of that. That Rose recognizes, she says, but she said he doesn't. She said from the start of their relationship, they would get into it and they finally just stopped talking about it. What? Damn, stop talking. We would have stopped talking about it because I would have stopped talking to your ass because I wouldn't be messing with you anymore. Ain't no effing way. Ain't no way. I'm a mother with black sons. I get with a white man. Through conversations, I learned that he doesn't really truly feel that racism is real in America because he's from Iowa. And this is supposed to be the person that I'm supposed to entrust, that's supposed to show up for my black sons when ish go down and they need to call somebody. I'm supposed to believe that it's going to be safe for them to call him, and he finna come through rolling up like as a backup and supporting them or whatever they said. Brett gonna be rolling up like, what y'all do? I know y'all did something. Like, you see what I'm saying? Because ain't no way these folks out here on your neck like that if you didn't do nothing. Because that's not how it goes down. You had to have done something. Stop lying. What did you do? I didn't do nothing. Yes, you did. They wouldn't have you in handcuffs like that if you didn't do nothing. They wouldn't have busted your eye if you didn't do nothing. They said you stole something. No, I didn't. They said you did. They are an adult. They're officers. They said you did. Y'all, all that would have been, that's all I, listen, even if that motherfucker didn't even say that to me in our conversation, that's what I would have been hearing as he dismissed how real the racism and it being a real thing in our country. That's what I would have heard. So the conversation would have fucking ended because I would have stopped talking to his goddamn ass. I would have stopped talking to him. Mother, we ain't got shit to talk about if we can't even agree on this. If we can't agree on this, how the fuck we get past this to a point to where we get married and procreating and creating some more kids when we can't even get past this real issue that can impact my children's livelihood one day, their life. Ain't no fucking. So when y'all, as I say, the tolerance ain't that broad. I don't have a tolerance for foolishness. I use a lot of common sense, discernment. I think ahead. And by me shutting down that relationship, that would have been me thinking ahead, foreseeing problems with being with someone who don't share the same view as me when it comes to just racism. Like, that's a big thing for us black people. A white person, an Asian person, Mexican person can dismiss it all the fuck they want. I don't give a shit, quite frankly, if they do dismiss it. But as a black person, and I'm trying to have a life with a man, I can't be with a man who's going to dismiss it because I'm looking for you to be our protector. So how can I look for you to be our protector when you don't even fucking recognize it's even a problem? What the fuck, Deborah Cox, how did we get here? What the fuck, where do we go from here if you don't even recognize there's a problem? So now what you saying, you want to take me where? Nah, you can just take me home. Yeah, you just take me home because, yeah, we are not equally yoked. How about that? We're not equally yoked. You lost me on that one, player. Yeah, you lost me on that one. So Rose was wrong when she continued on in that relationship, when she learned that that man's thought process didn't line up with hers as it pertained to racism in America. Yeah, she should have left him at that damn strip club, right at that damn front door. What they said, he was a bouncer. She should have left his ass bouncing at that club. I guess took her ass back on that stage, back to work, and waited for another one to come through. Because ain't no fucking way I would have chose that one. But he wouldn't be the one. I would have just had to keep on twerking it out until another one, a better one came along. Maybe one that looked like me, that shared the same values. But he wouldn't have been the chosen one. But some people roll with just because if it's white, it's right. That'll have you effed up if you have that type of mindset. If it's white, it's right. And that's Rose. She dismissed all of that because of his skin color, because he was a white man, because he was willing to play stepdaddy to her black sons. But she didn't even think hard enough about the type of representation that he would be for her black sons. All she saw was a body. He was big and tall. So to her, she equated that to protection. But Brett is a effing waste. He's just, he's a paperweight. So he's just big for no effing reason. So, like, he's big for no reason. He not doing nothing when he ain't, man, I can't even imagine Brett trying to physically protect Rose and his family. I just can't even imagine. I don't know. I got to see that shit. There's just nothing about him that gives protector. No. Rose judged him on his physical appearance, y'all. And she got it wrong. Bless from Texas says, please hit the like button. Welcome, welcome. It's 116 of you in here. Welcome. If you're new to my channel, I am Chic. My channel is Chic Speaks. And I speak on things pertaining to mental health, physical fitness. I speak on things from a holistic approach, mind, body, and soul. And I review the content of Queen of Kings. And we our conversations are heavily centered around mental health. I don't think most people would debate if whether or not something is off with Rose. So what we do over here is more so talk about what the hell is wrong. Not if something wrong, what the fuck is. We've concluded something's wrong. We talk about, okay, what is it? If we were to put a name to it, what is it? So as we talk about what to put a name to, I I facilitate conversations pertaining to mental health because I have a background in mental health. I have a master's degree in clinical mental health counseling, which means I have the educational credentials to be a therapist. But I am not currently operating or acting as a therapist as far as in my profession by choice. I'm just not interested at this point in my life. But I'm very knowledgeable on mental illness because that's my education. That's what I have experience with working with patients from ages 11 through senior citizens. So I done seen all kind of ish, child. I done seen people that act like Rose in the mental health facility. So I don't just come on here and just pull up, state my opinions that are based on nothing. Like I base it's backed by, science, experience, education, life, a plethora of things. But I like to hear you all's input as well because I definitely learn from you all. I don't always have the answer, and I be sometimes. Sorry, I had a call coming in. Let me put my phone on do not disturb. But yeah, sometimes I be just as confused as the next person. So I like to have conversations with other people so we can kind of work together to figure out what the hell is going on. So that's what we do. We talk about Rose and try to figure out what's going on. And it's not about bashing her or hating on her. Like, child, we really trying to goddamn understand over here. We trying to understand for learning purposes because we do not want to emulate none of those behaviors. We don't. And Rose is over there raising children. So that's very concerning for a lot of us over here. She's raising children. She's the example. And it's very scary. It's quite scary. So yesterday, I talked about Champayne, her ex-husband's current wife. And I talked about her being served papers by them folks to show up in court, whether it's going to be virtual, in person, I don't know. But Rose put a restraining order against her for harassment. That's what Rose, the documents Rose said the woman's harassing her. She's lying on her. She's saying she abuses her kids, and it's resulted in her losing subscribers and money. And she's afraid. She says she feels unsafe. So that's how we got here. So I want to know, how do you feel? Do you feel like Rose is being harassed? Do you feel like she has a strong case against Champayne? Now, mind you, she has these same allegations against Tosh from Tosh Mob, but we're talking about Champayne because she's the one who's least spoken of. You know, she doesn't have like her platform of everyone is smaller. She's not one to live on the internet like Rose, so she don't have a really big following. So she's been going to different content creators, sharing her story, and the Rose has a problem with that. She has a problem with that because it's like, I need you to shut the hell up because you got me out here looking like a whole liar and it's messing with my money. So stop it. I say stop it. And Champagne's like, oh, you can go to hell. I'm going to still keep talking because this is my truth. And Rose is in her feelings about that. She's in her feelings about that. So the best she can come up with was filing charges against her and stating that she fears for her safety. And that's how we got here. Zorland says hello, no Champayne. I don't believe Champayne is harassing her either. I don't believe she's harassing her either, but the way Rose is, because Rose, she wrote it up in the document with, you know, how she feels. So it's like right now, all they have is just Rose's side of the story. They don't have anybody else's side of the story yet. So I think, you know, Champagne's ready to share her side of the story. She's ready to share her side of the story. We're ready for her side of the story to be shared with the powers that be, so that Rose can stop being able to sit in this victimhood and just get away with doing what she do and having people's channels and things taken down, because it's not fair, because she's not being completely honest. Can you all still hear me? Let me know if you can still hear me, because I don't know, sometimes my Bluetooth will come on. I just got into my car, so I want to still kind of keep you guys on live while I make my way back home from soccer practice with my daughter. So can you still hear me? I want to know before I continue to keep going. Make sure you all can still hear me. Let me know, mods or someone in the comments. Can you still hear me? Okay, thank you, PM. I appreciate it. So, yes. Ain't nobody messing with Rose. Ain't nobody messing with Rose. Thank you, Ariane. Thank you all. Ain't nobody messing with Rose. Rose is just being very dramatic. She's been very dramatic, and it's for attention. And it's like, okay, you getting your attention, but hopefully after this court, I mean, hopefully some of you say you feel like the judge will just end up throwing it out. Hopefully the judge will throw it out. I don't know nothing about that life, you know, to know like how easy something kind of can get thrown out. But I'm hoping it will get thrown out, because, and then I'm hoping, like someone said, maybe it'll be like a Zoom appearance or whatever. So hopefully, that'll be the case, that they don't have to take a flight out there. But either way, I hope Adonis is a support for Champayne as she's going through all of this, because again, he's the root of it all. Just because, he's the man, Champayne wouldn't be having any type of conflicts with Rose if it wasn't for Adonis. Now, I'm not saying there's fault to Adonis. I'm just saying he is a part of this equation. So because he's a part of this equation, I feel like we need to kind of hear his voice and hear what he has to say about all of this, because it's rooted in Rose's unhappiness with him moving on to another woman. Like, this all wouldn't be a thing without him. This wouldn't be, he intentionally had relationships with both women, and arguably there was an overlap there. There's an overlap there. The question is, why was there an overlap? Why? What happened that resulted in there being an overlap? And based on what had happened, can it provide some type of validation as to why Rose maybe was pissed off with how the relationship, with how her relationship with this man ended, just because of how it started with Champayne? I don't know. I'm just saying these are just questions that I have, to where I feel like he should answer them, just even on this behalf of his wife. Even if he went to her platform and did an interview and a sit down with her, just to help clear her name up. Like, I just think that he, Rhonda said you said there was no overlap. Do you think it makes a difference if he comes out and say there was no overlap? Do you think at this point, does it make a difference for us to hear from him or not? I think it does. I don't know. I just feel like it makes a difference for us to hear from them. What you said, don't put that out there. Don't put what out there if there was an overlap? Well, clearly there was a damn overlap of the relationship, because even they were together before the actual divorce was finalized. So there was an overlap. Now, whether or not they were estranged from each other, from a legal standpoint, I'm talking about from the legal standpoint of there being a marriage, there was an overlap. There was that. Like, I don't feel like that's the debate. Champayne, I don't even think she debate that. The circumstances surrounding the overlap is what we talking about. That's not my interpretation from how I've heard it from Champayne about no damn overlap. The way I heard it, the way I understood it from her was, they were married, but they were like separated. And then when Rose learned that they had gotten together, that he was messing with her, she did something with the document with Fallon. I don't know. But I guess I understood it differently from how I heard the story. But hell, how we know if it's a goddamn overlap is based on the dates on the marriage certificate. That's gonna tell that right there, to where you don't even have to debate that. You look at the damn documents, and that's gonna tell you all you need to know. What's the date on this marriage certificate? And we're gonna line that up to the date y'all got together. That's gonna dead that right there. That's gonna dead that. So I don't know, but that's why I say Adonis need to come to the front of the congregation, and because the people want to know. I know I want to damn know. I want to know. And if he came out and told his side, it would remove a lot of like the questions and things that people still have. It would provide some more clarity, because right now it's just like the girls are fighting, in my Azalea Banks voice, the girls are fighting, but where is the man in the center of all this? Where is he? Where is he? And I can understand him being quiet to a certain point, but now that his wife's name is out here and she's going through all that she's going through, I feel like she's deserving of him standing up for her and speaking up for her. And now, on their platform, on her page, I feel like she's worthy of that. I don't feel like he need to go talk to somebody else, but I feel like that he deserves to speak his piece on his wife's channel if it's going to help to clear up any confusion. I mean, I just feel like she deserves that. That's just my opinion. So, it's a lot going on, but he been too damn quiet for me. That's all I'm saying. He too quiet for me. Mm-mm. He's too quiet for me. He's too quiet for me. And it's one thing if him and Champayne both weren't speaking up, but she's speaking up now. So where is him as a support to his wife? I understand they're separated, but this is still your wife. You are still legally, expected to be her protector. To me, a protection looks, yeah, to me, him showing up as a protector would be him using his voice to defend her. Even if he did, I don't even know what it'll look like with a written statement. I just would love to see him just be on her platform on camera and they do like a sit down, maybe even if they do an updated Q&A. Because we reviewed last night a Q&A from like some years ago when she was pregnant with their daughter. So even if they just did an updated Q&A together, I think that would be good. But I just think that, yeah, he should show up for her and defend her because she's going through it right now. And it's because of his ex-wife, his kid's mom. Like, she wouldn't be going through this if it wasn't for him. I don't see why he shouldn't look at it any kind of way. He should be looking at it like, damn, she wouldn't be going through this if it wasn't for me. Let me do what let me speak up. Let me speak up. That's what I would look for a man to do. So, we all move differently, but that's what I would look for a man to do, to speak up for his woman when she getting dragged, when she going through it. We see people all the time, or you see, in the internet, celebrities, somebody going through it, and one of the partner would speak up, make a comment. I mean, we see it happen. It's a thing where somebody will speak up for their spouse, make a statement or whatever. So that's what I would like to see him do for Champayne. Especially since now she got the courts and all that's involved. Talking about harassment and all this. Perfect time for him to come on her platform and be like, no, y'all need to hear from me. She lying. Let me tell y'all what really happened. Like, that's what I'm looking for. Ariana says, you right, Sheik. He needs to speak up now. Right. That's what a man. That need to be the damn poll question. Do y'all think Adonis need to speak the hell up? Be a man. This is your wife. Stand up for her. She wouldn't be doing, these ain't her kids she fighting for. These your kids. Her bonus kids. Speak up. She can't be out here looking like she fighting harder than you. She done birthed those kids. Those kids have your DNA, sir. So if you have been putting in the good fight, speak up. Tell your story. Everybody else telling their story. Rose telling hers. Champayne telling hers. But you not telling yours? What is that about? What is that about? Because to me, with him not saying anything, it's not a good look for his character. Because think about it, just what man will allow for just his character, his name, his brand, his reputation to be just tarnished like that without speaking up, speaking their truth when they have a platform to do so? Meaning him and his wife has a YouTube page. That was once with their family page. You have a platform to go out there to speak your piece. So why aren't you doing that? You don't have to go and sit on someone else's stage and tell your story. Go to your own. That's what I did when I first came out here in July and talked about Rose for the very first time. I had an opinion. I'm like, well, I got my own platform. Let me go on my page and speak my piece. And that's exactly what I did. That's what I'm looking for him to do. Just go into his own little part of the internet and speak his piece. Bless from Texas says you right. It's not a good look. I'm listen. I'm glad y'all making me feel like I ain't goddamn crazy. It's not a good look. It's not a good look at all. It's not a good look. It's gotten too far for him to still be sitting quiet. And what's going to happen is that as he continues to sit quiet, it's going to have people to really question if he really has been showing up and trying to fight and do all these things as they'd want it to be believed, just because he's not speaking. You know what I'm saying? It's going to have it to be like, now I'm damn wondering because he sure is quiet. He ain't saying nothing. Y'all know how the thoughts that go through your mind, because a natural and average person, you're going to want to defend your name. You're not going to let somebody just say lies. You're going to be like, hold up, bitch. What you not going to do, you're going to come with that energy. You're not going to, but you're not going to sit and just let all this stuff just go about. No, it's not a good look. And we got the courts involved too, and you still ain't saying nothing? Nah. No. No, something ain't right. Something isn't right. Morris says he may not be saying anything for legal reasons about his kids, and we don't know what Rose did to Adonis either. Maybe he didn't want Champayne to say. Here's the thing: I can believe that he didn't want Champayne to say anything, but she did. So the fact that she did, and it's gotten this far, I still feel like it deserves for him to still make some type of statement. Even if he don't maybe go as deep as some of us or me would like for him. But come on now, this is your wife. Ain't no fucking way she should be look out here fighting the way she is for your kids, and we have not spotted you anywhere. Like, and maybe I'm speaking so passionate about this because I'm married, and I know what it looks like to have a male show up for you. And a lot of people don't have that. And I get it. But I'm fortunate enough, blessed enough to have that. So I know what that looks like. So it's hard for me to imagine a scenario where I'm going through something and my husband is not showing up for me, making it evident that he got my back and he's there as a support and he's allowing for me to go through it on my own. It's that part for me. So maybe that's what it is, y'all. Listen, I'm spoiled. I've been with man. I've had protection for almost 25 years. And I know everybody can't say that, especially in the Black community as a Black woman. Everybody can't say that. But that's my story. I've been protected for a very, very long time. So this is what I'm talking from. And that's why some people may not be able to relate to that. So I get it if you can. But God damn it, if you can't, let me tell you what protection and somebody showing up for you looks like. It looks like what I'm describing to you. That's what it looks like. Somebody who's not going to let you just go through it and get drugged. And when they have a voice and they can back your story, they choose to not stand up and do that, even if they don't want to. They're not going to let you go through the fire alone. That is what somebody who's a rider for you does. So if he's a rider for his wife, this is what the fuck he would be doing. Period. This is what he would be doing. I need to understand. I'm just trying to understand why. And y'all say legal. First of all, clearly it can't be for no goddamn legal. If Rose ain't even responding to documents, clearly she ain't got no warrant on her arrest, because while she going on up there putting warrants and and making charges against other people, y'all think them police they get your information too to run your stuff to see if them folks or anybody looking for you. Somebody did something to my car not that long ago. I did a report on it. Them people, the police officer took my information and started running my information first. They wanted to make sure I was legit before they went elsewhere to be trying to hear what I said about what somebody else had done to me or what my property. So what I'm saying is that they are not caught up in no legal situation right now for his ass to have to be quiet, because Rose would have some type of court appearance or something somewhere. And ain't nobody saying nothing about Rose getting subpoenaed to go to nobody court or nothing. People talk about, She was running from papers from Arizona, but clearly from a legal perspective, Rose is not in violation of anything, because if she was, as much as she's been going up back and forth to the police station, they would have ran her information and be like, man, well, since you're, hell, we see you got a warrant because you got a missing court date. Y'all don't think it go down like that? Oh, that's how it go down. If she's at the courthouse trying to put charges on somebody else, they're getting her information too to see who the hell she is. So this man ain't got nothing pending that he got to be tight-lipped about for his kids. He's just choosing to not say shit. And the question is why? Why is he choosing to not say something? Because I don't believe it's because of no damn law. I don't think so at all. He just don't want to talk. Ronlena says, hey, Sheik, you are reading my mind with everything you are saying. I know I'm not motherfucking crazy. I know that. I use common sense. Facts over feelings. His ass is quiet for a reason. Why are you so quiet, Adonis? Why are you so quiet? Champayne says, I'm leaving. I was just informed about this live, but yes, Adonis and I have each other's back. The difference is I'm a female, so I do things a little different than him as a man. I get that. A question I had is, at what point do your man not speak up to back you when you're going through it? When he can echo your story? It's that part, because sometimes you got to get out of your comfort to show up for your mate, for your partner, for your children. And that's the part I'm trying to understand. You're going through it. I don't get why he's not been by your side while you're going through it to say, let me tell you, no, this is the real truth. She's been a rider for me. I appreciate her. Rose is a motherfucking lie. She lying. And what she not finna do is mess up and say to my woman this, that, and the third. That's what she not finna do. She lying. I've been doing this. We've been doing that. That is what I'm talking about. Victoria said defending her honor. Exactly. I shouldn't be out here speaking harder and writing for you, Champayne, harder than him. You see how I was riding for you on my live last night. Fuck, I'm still riding for you now, wondering where is he at, because I want him to show up for you because you deserve it. I need you to understand that you deserve it. He is the root of this. You hung in there in a way that many of us wouldn't have done it. I told you last night, my ass would have been chalked up the deuces. I told you that last night. You stood in there. You did that. So now that you're going through it, you deserve for him to show up for you, to honor you, to say you are lying. You're not going to lie and say my wife did this, that. She loved on our kids. Why is it so hard for him to do that? And unfortunately, a lot of times us women, we get so used to being the one to fight that we're comfortable with sitting in that position and not looking or expecting for that man to stand up and to be and to do his part, because we the woman, but okay, at some point we need your help too. You got to stand up. We can't do it all. Champayne, you said you were doing most of the leg work when you guys were together. You've been working, which is why I understand why the fuck you tired. I get it. You should be tired. That's why I'm like, tag you it. At what point do you get this extra help and the support? It's time. Chick Life said, JD, there's no reason he can't have her back. JD said they have each other back. I think his time will come to speak up. When? JD, welcome. This shit's been going on for so long. We got court dates. When the hell is that time? When? When is that time? When is that time? When is that time? What did he say? JD said, this has been a discussion among women. Adonis isn't like Bigfoot in women's business. He has Champayne's back. We've seen it. Look at the photo on her wall. Victoria Hall says, hope a man is being strategic in his defense move. That's all the fuck we can goddamn hope, because it ain't going. We don't have nothing else to go off of. We going on a wing and a prayer. JD said, I think we'll be soon. He's working on the back end from what we've been told. For now, it's best he doesn't speak too much. IMO. Okay. Thank you for adding that. You can get off the car, money. Thank you for adding that. Champayne says he's the person in the screenshot defending me against abuse allegations on my community wall. I'm sorry we handle things a little differently, and I'm okay without him speaking for me. He'll speak if but it's not necessary on YouTube. Okay. As long as how he's showing, as long as how he's showing up, you're good with it. Long as you're good with it. Morris says, actually, she filed, so her info is public record, so she can now be served. I would be serving her for my visitation. Sure would. And if I don't see my kids, I'm going back to court for contempt. JD said, I understand at Champayne Speaks. So thank you both for, adding that. Uh, because not just myself, but some of us are just confused by the silence, the radio silence. But if you're good with him not speaking out like that on the YouTube, okay, long as you feel that he's doing something wherever the hell he's doing it, that you're getting the support you need, because it's a lot that you're getting put through, and I just don't feel like you deserve to be going through all this. JD said, I think a good lawyer would advise him not to speak too much. I just hope that it can work out for him on the other end, because it's a mess. And right now, it's like she's controlling the narrative. Like, Rose is goddamn talking and she's controlling the narrative. Chick Life says his silence looks suspect. Maybe he's not speaking because some of what the baby mama said is true. JD said, I think a good lawyer, let me see, I read this. Let action speaks louder than words. I hear you. Chick Life says, I think it's older people feel like you, Chic. The younger generation is cool with screenshots, right? And maybe it could be that. Because I was thinking, I'm like, okay, Champayne and Rose, y'all, you guys, like, I got to thinking, y'all, I'm really like old enough to be y'all mama, legit. I got to thinking, Champayne, I think you're maybe around 30. Rose is about to be 30. I'll be 44 in October, so you can have a child at 14, like, so that makes sense with the thought process, because I'm like that. I don't look that much older, but I'm 43. I'll be 44. So thank you for making that point. It could be a generational thing as far as a thought process. So that helps with the perspective. So I do appreciate you for saying that. And but that's like why I like to come out here and hear everyone's perspective. So even as Champayne, as she said, people handle things different. So I get it. And I'm now just being reminded that we are years apart in age, so just a different generation and thought process with how we handle things. So I get it. Yep, I get it. I completely get it. And yeah, thank you, Chick Life, for pointing that out to me. Angela said, hi, Chic, I'm late. Let me turn my charger on. Okay. MJ Morris said, hurrying the hell up quick. Let me make sure. Hopefully, y'all can still hear me. Let me see. Brolena says it could be the generational gap. I'm the same as Chic. Okay. Victoria Hall, let's keep in mind we don't have all the puzzle pieces to everything. Laura says, can y'all still hear me? Because I want to make sure y'all can still hear me. Laura says, I still send letters in the mail with the stamp and make phone calls. Berlina says, I'm older than both of y'all. So yes, like, it could be, make sure y'all let me know if y'all can still hear me, because I'm just talking. But yeah, I didn't think about that. But yeah, JD says, I would too at Morrison's. High stakes with kids involved. Let me see. High stakes with kids involved. Can't let ego or leading with emotions be your downfall. I get it. Doja Cat says, hi, why is it taking so long for Donna? Donna's not yet coming to get his kids, knowing allegedly being mistreated. He can see this with his own eyes with the YouTube videos. Doja Cat, that's what we're talking about. So, JD and Champayne are saying, it's some things going on in the background that, he's handling things. It's just that it's just not on YouTube where it can be seen. So we're just going to, that's all we have to go off of that, it can be, it's being handled, and it's just not being handled in a way in which like myself or some other people would look for it to be handled. But we're different, people move differently. So yeah, we just got to respect that and acknowledge that. So that's what I'm doing in this moment, and I'm just taking into an account, like, y'all, it's real, like the generations as far as how people think and move with like, it's so real, because I have a niece, she's 21 and she think and moves so different. Then we got Champagne and Rose that now you're 30. So listen, we just move differently, and then I'm in my 40s. So yeah, I have to factor that in. Like, we can't dismiss that. So yeah, it's real, like the generations with how the groups of people think collectively in the different generations. It's quite interesting. I was just talking to a friend about that today, just even with today's generations, with the youth and young teens, with just how they move. It's just real different. It's just very different. Let me see. Lord says, and y'all and young folks call their women friends the B word in a nice way. I saw that on the channel. Morris says that JD, nope, that lawyer would do the talking. Rose wants him to speak so she can add him to harassment. Nope, lawyer, please. Peggy says he is well aware of how Rose operates, so he is not going to go on YouTube. Champagne, keep reminding positive. Let me see. Della Jones says, I don't think he should just support his wife behind the scenes. Okay, JD says, I agree with you that she's been controlling the narrative. TNT says, Champagne, move how you and Adonis see fit. This is y'all story. We just spectators. Most folks just want him on for content. Fuck that, do you? Chick Life says, if Champagne go to Hawaii for a court date, I'm done with her. Child, they would have to come, come get me. Little Paul says, I think Adonis can support Champagne in the background because Rose wants the attention from him, whether it is positive or negative attention. Drama between him and Rose can affect future custody. Morris laughed at that. Chick Life. JD says, I think that's why it's triggering her, that the truth and that she let slip out in their content is changing the narrative. The numbers things has definitely been used to try to shut things down. Chick Life said, Adela, I agree. JD says, exactly, Morris. Laura says, Lil Paul, good point. Yolanda says, understand what may work for you may not work for you. I'm 63. Things are different today, baby. They really are. Peggy says, yes, lawyer up. Don't blame him. Doja Cat says, IMO, Adonis is being coddled, letting women fight for him. JD says, I agree at Little Paul. Little Paul says Rose will bait him into acting some kind of way to try to make him look bad. Morris says, how is she going to claim harassment and she in Hawaii? What they gonna go get her with scuba gear? Listen, I've been wanting to know that too. Brolena says that Doja Cat, that's how I feel too, but I'm aware I'm not privy to the entire truth. So yeah, that's just what we have to keep in mind. We just know what's, what Rose puts out there. Champagne's, what she's put out there. And that's it. Everything else is just speculation. DFit says Champagne needs to stay with her husband. The devil came to steal, kill, and destroy. They are a power team together. I hope they can work it out. I mean, I'm always, hopeful for couples to be able to make it work, because it does take work. And they didn't got through all this, child. I shit. I can't even imagine no more, what else can be more challenging for their union than all of this with Rose. Della Jones says real men don't move like that other dude do because he is forced. Morris says, "Oh, how is she being harassed when she is a public figure on YouTube because people are scrutinizing her content?" Karen Jones says, "I think Adonis wants to stay out of the limelight and stay away from all this message much as long as he can." Chick Life said, "Jella, get out my head." So, um, listen, we come here, let's talk about it. We come here to talk about it. Thank you all. Welcome. Have you hit the like button? Welcome, welcome. So this is what it's about, just having dialogue, just trying to put the pieces together. But, I will say, after listening to the different input and thoughts, um, one point, people move differently. Second point, child, this generation thing, it is real. Um, some people handle things, with screenshots. However, um, and also him coming on the internet, that is a good point someone brought up as far as with Rose, trying to use that against him. So that's a good point. So there's a lot of good points. Like, there's a lot of good points. And I'm like, okay, we just wait and see and just hope for the best. Brolena said, Jella Jones, Chick Life, and Chic Speaks, y'all are all in my head too. So like, some people in here, as we see, as we have this healthy dialogue, because that's what it's about. um you got different groups of people who are thinking the same way. So, we have to respect that people think and move differently, and it could be broken out also by demographic, by age different demographics, on how a certain demographic handles things versus another. So listen, y'all, remember I said in school, like, this is a whole goddamn case study. This right here in this conversation, and just listening to different people have their different inputs on this situation, can be a whole damn case study or paper for me. Because definitely, if I can learn just like the ages of everyone as they're entering their input, to be able to put it into groups, to really to show how, just as time go on, and the thought process of people, depending on like the age, how they handle things, because it's quite fascinating. I love studying people, y'all. This is just fascinating for me. I just love studying people and human behaviors. Like, I just like doing it the way my brain works. Like, I like to just, to study it, to try to understand. And as I, listen to you all and take in different opinions, it's just like, okay, that's something to think about. Okay, because before I'm like, okay, this is how I feel. But then, as I'm reading the different comments and people, provide their opinion, it's like, and that's why it's good to have an open mind to hear what other people have to say, because sometimes it can impact you, and how you think about things. It can just change how you think about things by hearing another perspective. And that's what I like to do over here. And the one thing about Rose, she doesn't do that. If you do not have, like, y'all, some of y'all came and y'all had different opinions. Y'all know Rose would have goddamn blocked y'all ass. Y'all would have been gone. Y'all would have been cussed out, blocked. She would have got Dana on y'all, like all of that. I don't do that, because it's about having healthy dialogue and talking it through and learning, because I learned so much over here, because I have my perspective as a 40-plus-year-old woman, but I can't ignore a perspective of a 29 or 30-year-old woman. I can't do that, and I'm not going to do that. So I do thank you all for coming in and giving me your perspective, allowing for me to speak to that, hearing what I have to say. And as you see, sometimes me maybe even making, maybe coming down some notches on maybe um the energy I have on a certain thought or opinion. because we all don't have the same experiences. So we can't ignore that other people are going to have different experiences, and we are our life experiences. So your experience will have you to move a certain way. And I get it. I get it. Let me see, y'all. Y'all know I like to go through the comments, so I'm just scrolling. Um, JD says at Doja Cat, I guess it's how you look at things. Not all fights are on the battlefield. A lot would also happen away from the front lines. I just think you have to be mindful and strategic. I hear you, JD. I'm all about strategic too, so I hear you. I hear you. JD said, especially with kids involved, this definitely is a major case study. My. Yes, so many layers. It's so much that can be learned and taken away from this entire situation. Morris says, just remember, this is chess, not checkers. Adonis don't say Jack, get that lawyer and some scuba gear, swim on over there. Bromlena says, my last ex was 7 years younger than me. He refused to get involved in women's issues, but I admit I sometimes wish he could have shown more support. I've heard women say that, and I've heard them talk about some of relationships ending because of that. I can even have I've had my experience of in my relationship at time where, say, if I had an issue or something with a particular family member or something, and I felt like my husband wasn't showing enough support. Like, I get it. Men just y'all just different. Y'all men would just move different. Women, we like, we about to go on the battle, but men, yeah, men just move different. The men just move different. It is what it is, goddammit. What they say, women are from Venus, men are from Mars. Is that, or is it, or are the goddamn men on Venus and women are Mars? But yeah, men are just so different. That's the entire damn case study. Like, I once heard a doctor say that when you look at the brain of a man and a woman, it's like they're complete two different species. That's how different they are. That's why I'm glad that there's a good number of men who come over here, who share their opinion to, so I can just hear the perspective of a man, because women, we handle things different. We ready. We got the emotion, but a man is just, it's different, and we can't change that about him. Chick Life said, I can tell from the comments the ages. Chick Life said, me too, study people. Della said, Chick Life, me too. Just it says hello. Chic speaks in chat. Bronlana says, yep, 42 here. Definitely a generational perspective. Oh, Della Jones says, not on the internet. Y'all, we didn't come up during this internet stuff. Like, this is new. Internet didn't become a thing for us until, like, for me, at being early 40s until like 30s. Like, prior to that, I lived, like, think about my whole 20s was like non-internet. Non-internet. Doja Cat says, I worried about the kids. Even Stevie Wonder concedes Rose is unstable and have mental issues, allegedly. Della Jones says that will only cause more drama. Chick Life says Della right. Angela says, Chic, how old are Rose's older children? Does anyone know? I think they're like 7 and 9. They're under 10. They're under 10. Yolanda says, great class tonight, Chic. Let us keep the children in prayer and that God protect them from any harm. Let us always respect each other's opinions because we are all different and unique. Yes, thank you for summing that up for me, Miss Yolanda. I appreciate that. Ariane says, 44 here. Yes, Chic, you are right. Peggy says 64 years. Yes, back in the day, it would be different. But like I said, Rose is special and truly believe that Adonis has Champayne back. He just doesn't want to lose any chances to see his children. Let's see. Brolena says, yes, I agree. He shouldn't join the internet, but I pray he is fighting off the YouTube streets. That's the prayer. Morris says, I'm 51. Justice says, I got here later. What's happening, y'all? Well, I say y'all. She said you all. Slasher Chick says male and female covert narcissists are different too. Not diagnosing, just saying. Let's see. Brolana says, yes, I don't need my man to get catty. I just need him to show up with that masculine, protective, calm energy to keep the balance. Listen, it's a requirement over here. It is a requirement over here. I hear you, Brolana. Brolana says that Justice, hey girl, we are talking about our thoughts on the men speaking up. Thank you for putting that out there, Brolana. That's what we're talking about. Doja Cat says that Angela, I guess the boy might be 10 and 8 yet. They somewhere around there. I think one of them about to have a birthday in December. The oldest one is about to have a birthday. So I think he might be turning 10 in December. D-Fit Vegan says, I missed it. What happened to the two older boys? D says, I would like to pray for them. Please do so. I always ask for those who watch my content to pray for Rose's children and even for Rose and Brett because they are the caretaker of the children at this point. So we need to lift them up, child, so they can show up for these kids. Justice says, I believe I've heard the Rose say the boys were 11 and 12. That little one, he's short for 11 if he 11. Angela says, was she a teen mother like around 14 when she had her first? No, I think she said she had him at 20. She got pregnant with him at 19 and had him at like 20. Della Jones says, as you should. So yeah, she wasn't that damn young. She was 20, I think she said, when she had her oldest son. And she's currently 29, about to be 30. So yeah, he's probably about to be 10. If she had him at 20, yeah, so her oldest son is probably about to be 10 because I know their birthdays is like probably like days apart. Della Jones says, exactly. Tell your husband, stay in the cut. Justice says, at Brolana, that would be nice to hear from the men. Thanks for the heads up. Thanks for the heads up. 71 of you in the building. Have you hit the like button? Please hit the like button. We are having a dialogue about what's going on with Rose, hers putting them people on Champayne and Tosh Mob too, but Champayne, we were talking about Champayne. We got to talk about Adonis and his silence on the internet, if he should speak up to show support for her. And so we've been just sharing, different opinions as it pertains to him speaking up on a platform versus him just doing whatever he may be doing in the background. We don't know. But what I have concluded is that, no, we don't know what he's doing in the background. And all we can do is just hope that he's doing as much as he possibly can in the background. Because, child, there's nothing in the forefront that we have to go off of. But Champayne is saying she appreciates how he is showing up for her, I guess, behind the scenes. So if she's good with it, that's what matters. That's her husband. That's the children's father. I just see her fighting and it's just a lot. And I just hate the thought of her just dealing with all this crap on the internet. Just what it looks to be as though it's by herself, but she's saying he's been a support in the background. So that's what we have to go off of. But it's just a lot. And I just wish, she just had somebody visibly by her side to show that, that somebody's, riding with her. So, visibly we just see her like by herself. But she said the screenshots that she posted on her community page was communications from Adonis. So that was his way of speaking up through text messaging. So we also segue into a conversation of just the generations and how the different people in different generations handle things differently. Like it's a real thing. It's a real thing. Like the different generations approach things different. Like it's like my mom. Like my mom is like 60 plus. So me and my presence on the internet, oh my gosh, she clutch her invisible pearl. She can't imagine doing damn anything on the internet, like social medias or anything. So again, it's just because her entire adult life her entire most of her life has been non-internet. So it does make a difference on like the generation that we come up in as far as how we handle things and our opinions on whether or not we want to put things on the internet or not. So I get it. It just took me just talking to you all and reading your comments, like I get it. I get it. I get it. She gets it. I get it. Champagne, I get it. And I hope I didn't offend you. I apologize if I offended you in any type of way or hurt your feelings, because I get it. I just I get it. That's all I'm gonna say. I get it. I understand. I understand. And I still support you over here. And I wish for nothing but the best for you um in all of this mess. I wish nothing but the best for you. Della Jones says that girl is unhappy. A blind person can see that, and and dude fell into the foolishness. PM Channel says, I am a content creator and I like your videos of knowledge. Neither Team Rose or Champagne. I just produced a video on the dangers of social media using the feud between Rose and content creators. I'll have to check that out, PM Channel. Thank you for showing up. But I'll have to check that out and see, listen to your thoughts on all of this and how it impacts, I guess, the effects of social media. So thank you for that. Brolena says, at Justice, my pleasure seemed like the women in their 40s and up wish the men would speak up more, while the younger generations believe they should stay in the background. We are just sharing opinions. Yeah, it's quite interesting. Della Jones says, I hear you. A little puppy says, hi, Chic in chat. Slasher Chick says, if she really a narc, engaging her on the internet exactly what she wants. She doesn't care if it's negative. You starve them of the attention, so they desperately crave. I'm with Adonis. I agree. You definitely. That's what I say. When you're dealing with a narcissist, you definitely got to starve them of attention. So I agree. Thank you for that, Slasher Chick. Thank you. Brolena says at PM Channel, yes, very dangerous. She keeps it very professional. I do what I can. I try to keep it professional. I try. Sometimes, y'all, I be having questions and I talk it through with you all, and you all help me come up with some answers. Like, we put our heads together and try to figure this thing out. And that's why I enjoy coming on here, because I learn a lot. I do. I learn a lot, and from the feedback that I get, you all learn a lot too. So this is definitely, I consider to be a healthy, environment. Anna says your Bluetooth is on. Um, Her age doesn't add up minus her current age. Let me see. Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me? Make sure y'all can hear me. You should be able. I think my car. Can you guys hear me? Let me know in the comments if you can hear me, because I just been talking away. I want to make sure you can hear me. Yes. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Let me go back where I left off in my comments. Let's see. Let me see. Doja Cat said, oops, boys. Della Jones said, let me see. I read that one. I hear you. Doo-doo-doo. Let's see. Okay. Angela Antonio says her age doesn't add up minus her current age. Going to be 30. Her oldest is 10 or 11, and the other is 10. It seems like she was really young. It could be the boy's father was a lot older than her. No, I don't think her kids are as old as 10 or 11. I feel like the younger one is closer to 7 or 8. Um, but yeah, so I don't know. I've asked a while ago what the boys' ages were, and someone in the chat has told me before, but I don't recall them being being even 10 yet. I thought someone said maybe 7 and 9 or something. But if the oldest is 9, like I believe he is, it would make sense for him to be turning 10 this year. If Rose is turning 30 this year, because I heard her say she had her firstborn son at 20. So that would make sense if he's turning, if he's turning like 10. I don't think he's old. He's older than that. Doja Cat said Brett needs to put his foot down and get his wife some help. Rose needs to take some time off the internet. Angela says it seems like she may have been taken advantage of and going through some mental issues. Brolena says Slasher Chick, very good points. Brolena said yes. Brolena said we can hear you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you all for confirming that you can hear me. Ariane says Rose needs to stay off the internet for good and get a job. Brolena says she had them at 19 and 20. Her boys are Irish twins. They are like 10 and 9. Yeah, that sounds about right. I know they were close in age. All I can remember is her saying she had her first son at 20 and she got pregnant with him at 19. Like, that's all I remember. I never heard her talk about the age on when she had the second one. I also recall her saying she met Brett at 23. Yeah. So I remember her saying that. I believe Adonis' age is around the same age as her. I believe Champagne's age is around the same age as her. So I think they're all around 29 and 30. So very young, in comparison to me. These are young adults, just trying to figure ish out like the rest of us. Um, Definitely we've all been at that age before if we are older. So yes, it's just different times, child. It's different times. It's different times. So we just have to recognize that and acknowledge that. As hard as it may be sometimes, child, do y'all ever try to understand these kids these days? My children are 19, 16, and 14. And child, I be trying to understand. Even with my 21-year-old niece, I be trying to understand. So sometimes it is a struggle to try to kind of understand because it can seem so different from like how you think and, the times in which you were raised in. Brolena says, yes, I hate feeling old. It doesn't ever make me feel old. It just really just points out just the changes of time and how just as time changes and just the effects of the internet, how that can impact how we think about things. Because even just say when I was in school, just studying mental health, the internet is still on a whole nother level than what it was even during that time. So it's just crazy. So that just means that even right now, today, someone in their studies, the things that they would be learning would probably have a heavy focus on the impacts of the internet because the internet is so influential right now. And then mental health is just this huge thing right now. Like everyone's like talking about mental health, mental health. So people are starting to kind of take that more seriously and have discussions centered around it versus like maybe 10 plus years ago, it was still something that in our community, we really didn't just sit around tables and just talk about mental health. Y'all knew in your family, it was just that one person that was just crazy. You like, child, they just crazy. You didn't know what exactly that meant. It's just that they had that label on them that they were crazy. And so now it's like we've taken the conversation beyond that. And now we have discussions centered around, well, what is crazy? What exactly is that? So now you have all these different names and labels and things, and then we break it down by the symptoms and all of that. So it goes deep right now. Like it goes deep. It's no longer a surface type conversation. Uh, so there's definitely a lot to learn. Slasher Chick says, I'm definitely glad I didn't grow up with social media. Me too. I feel like if I grew up with social media, I wouldn't even probably be married by now. No, I don't think I would be married by now because I think susceptible to just a lot of the behaviors of a lot of other people where you're trying to follow suit with what other people are doing. You're trying to live vicariously. Like you see this person saying this is the type of person you should be with. So you're trying to choose your person based on what that person said you should be looking at for what's considered a good person. It would just be so different. So I'm with you, Slasher, on that. I wouldn't want to grow up during the times of social media. PM Channel says that Brolena, yes, that's what I like about her channel. She is a very professional, empathetic, knowledgeable, good channel. Thank you, PM Channel. I appreciate that. Ariane says that part, Slasher Chick. Brolena says, I'm so happy that my teenage years were in the 90s. I can just tell things are so different now. Little Paul said at PM Channel, I agree. PM channel said, yes, things are different. Yeah, like I was born in 80. So at 90s, I was 10. So just graduating high school, that was still in the 90s. That was 99. When I met my husband was pre-social media. So any criteria, anything that I did when I chose to be with him or him choosing to be with me, it had no bearing on the internet and what the red pill had to say about men, what you need to be looking at, and what makes a good woman. Like, how we selected one another had nothing to do with the internet. It was strictly based on our experience with one another and the examples we've seen in real life. Class of 99 in the house. It was our interactions and experiences with people, it was just based off of like real life experiences. Like what we seen happening at school, what we seen happening on our block. It wasn't like what we heard across the world, what was happening, or across the country, because we were able to get on the internet and see like in real time stuff happening as though you're there. It wasn't like that. So we weren't going off of somebody going on the internet creating this narrative or this falsehood or with their life or their experiences. Like, we didn't see it. Like, if it wasn't in our ex- face to face, like, we didn't see it. We didn't even know it existed. Like, it could have, we just knew what was happening in front of us. And that was just the beauty about just living and experiencing people. Berlana says, yes, class of 2000. I'm just sad times have flown by so quick. Slash Chick said, we knew you were fake. Yes, yeah, like we knew. It wasn't like we concluded it because somebody put it on the internet and said, no, we knew from real life that your ass was lying. You lying because I just seen you yesterday. Like we had real life, like to back it, like we know you a lie. Like we could back it like that. Those were the times. It wasn't like, oh, when somebody shows some screenshots or some text messages, somebody posted online a video. Like, it wasn't based on none of that. It was like based on like real life, what we seen and what we experienced. Yolanda said my oldest child was class of 98. So yeah, so basically, Yolanda, like, you can be my mama. So Slasher says, we knew you didn't have a motorcycle. You just posted in front of your uncle's. Right. Because we know where you live and we know that y'all ain't even got no car. So stop it. How you got a motorcycle? You ain't even got no car. So you knew when somebody was lying. You knew somebody talking about they rich, they got this and that. You an MF liar, because I be seeing you in them flooding pants. I seen you. Stop lying. I seen you. Those were the times. Those were the times, but those times are long gone. Those times are long gone. Rolanda says, right, we actually really social, face-to-face social media is isolating. It is like, it's isolating. People consider handling their business by doing it on the internet. like, I'm about to get on this internet and tell them. So I get it. I get it. It's different times. I get it. I come on social media. I have a YouTube channel. I come on and I talk about it. I don't put my direct personal on social media, but I get it. It's just Champagne's comfortable with getting on social media, telling the personal story and putting it out there like that, and Adonis isn't. I get it, and it has to be respected. He's opting to move and handle his business in a different way, so we just have to trust that he's doing what he's supposed to do. He's showing up for her and his children, and we just have to pray that things will work out for the best for them. That's all we can do, child. We out here on a wing and a prayer. I like to say a wing and a prayer. Slasher Chick says, I consider that something meant for connection, but in many ways, it's decreased our ability to connect in person. I agree. There's a lot of good and bad when it comes to the internet, and arguably some may say it's more bad than good. Like, I don't know. It's just, to me, To me, as far as society and how far we've come when it comes to our connections and interaction with people, I think it's more negative. I think yeah, it's just desensitized people. The internet has desensitized people. Rolana said, as slasher chick, I agree. Justice says, I loved my era. This one here doesn't have much substance. Our music told life stories that I still can listen to and reminisce. I agree, Justice. Woosah. Slasher Chick says, but I appreciate the good things about it, like the ability for us to have this combo. Yes, because it's just like you got to take the good with the bad. Because I wouldn't know Slasher Chick, Justice, Ariana, Champayne. Like, if it wasn't for the internet, I wouldn't be able to engage with you all like this and brainstorm with you all like this. So that's a good thing. So, yeah, what they say, you take the good with the bad. Ariane says, I just hope Champayne is winning. I do too, child. I hope she winning too. Bronlena says, at Justice, yes, don't get me started on the music. Okay, I sound like a grandmother. I'm only 42. Oh, hilarious. S Shake says, it is not the internet that's a problem. It is the people. You say, don't put down the internet. It's the people. And, I tell my mom, when she'll get fear for the internet, I say, it's, anything can be made bad. It's how you use it. So I agree. It's how you use it. But it's just so much craziness and is rooted in, yes, the platform of the internet. But it is the people. Justice says that Brolana, she's LOL. Brolana says that slasher chick, yes, here I am across the other side of the Atlantic Ocean. And it can connect us in a good way. It can. Yolanda says, yes, S Shakes. It's the people. Justice says true. Yes, it's the people. And what do? You just you just have the responsibilities to teach your children right from wrong, just hoping that they listen and they act like they got some sense when it comes to this internet thing, because let's face it, we cannot monitor our children 24/7. You just have to teach them right from wrong and hope that they move accordingly. Like, that's really the best that any of us can do. You just hope that they move responsibly, um how you train them, and that's it. That's it. And I mean, you have a lot of them who do the absolute most, but then you got a lot who do what they're supposed to do and act responsibly on the internet. Wolf Wolf says that electronics is going to be a downfall of everyone. I'm not going to argue to that one. I mean, listen, as we talk about AI taking over so much. AI is coming in and taking over so much. I'm in Georgia. I don't know how it is in all of your states, but it's like you're surprised to go in a store where you see multiple cash registers open with a human. Because right now, where I live, it's more normal to go in a store, especially a Walmart, and you only see a few registers open where there's an actual person to ring up your items, versus you having to do it yourself. You have to go and do like a self checkout. Electronics is coming in and it's taking over. Is it like, how do we feel about that? Is it the best thing for us? Like, really, is it the best thing? Overall, I guess. Slasher said, yep, that's all that you can do. Slasher said they are ultimately their own people, not just your children. Exactly. Slasher says, no, humanity will be the downfall of humanity. Electronics may just be the tool. It's just how you look at it. It's how you look at it, half full or half empty. Slasher Chick said, considering the number of people with this chase glitch, we can't be that far away, because baby, like, with this chase glitch, we can't be that far away. Um, there's no way around dealing with electronics and technology. Like, it's just, if you're gonna live and you gonna, like, really, there's no way to get around it. I don't even know. Yeah, if you can just go and say, I'm about to go live in the woods and still get around technology. Like, Everything is centered around technology. It is what it is. And the best way I think themselves is to try to learn it, get comfortable with it, and see how you can make it work for you. How can you make it work for you? Because it clearly it's here to stay. So you have to figure out, okay, how can I make this work for me? Yeah, you just have to figure out how to make it work for you. That's about the best we can do because it's here to stay. It's here to stay. Um, in a lot of programs in school, like with cybersecurity, coding, there's a lot of things that are coming about that's centered around like technology and learning it. So therefore, you can kind of get experience in it because what they say, if you can't beat them, join them. So you have to try to figure out how you can kind of make it work for you. So it is what it is. Adonis, if you old school and you ain't about that internet life, I'm gonna respect that. Stay off the damn internet. Just stay off the internet. Stay off the internet if you're not about that internet. So everybody ain't here for the internet. And it's okay. Do you, boo? Do you do what's best for you? Do what's best for you. That's all any of us can do. Do what's best for you. Yolanda said, it's been great speaking, everyone. Have a peaceful and positive night. Thank you, Yolanda. You too. Night. Slasher said, great chat. Everyone be well. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for coming through. I just made it home. Thank you all for getting me through my walk in chat while I was being a soccer mom. But it was great dialogue. I appreciate everyone's input. We had a lot to talk about. I heard a lot of different perspectives, which is always good. And that's what it's about, hearing other people's perspective, carrying on conversations, and just learning. I encourage everyone to be lifelong learners because that's how we grow. So you can't learn by staying in your bubble and not hearing other people's perspectives, right? So with that, it comes with asking questions, listening to their response, and just respecting where they come from. Like that's all we can do. And sometimes we still may not fully understand it, but you don't have to understand something to respect it. And I'm big on respect and boundaries. It annoys me for me to speak my piece and someone to still try to push me to do something that's just not what I want to do, that's out of my comfort zone, that I don't want to do. So I don't like to do that onto other people. And I just wouldn't want any of you to do that onto others as well. We just want to, we want to hear people out and let it be known that it's okay if they move differently, if they have a difference of opinion, it's perfectly fine. It's just about, boundaries, respecting one another, understanding one another. But you get to that place by having dialogue, having conversations, opening up our mind. And I learned something tonight, like the biggest thing I learned tonight. So just, if you all, I don't know how long any of you, is 57 of you still here. And how long you've been with me on this live. I've been going on for, it says 2 hours and 8 minutes. But my takeaway from tonight's conversation is perspective. People have different perspectives. People move differently. People, everyone has their reason as to why they do things. And everyone don't do things the same way. And it's okay. It is okay. And I also learned that the whole generation thing, as far as when people the different errors that people have come up in, that makes a difference too. That makes a difference too. And that's like a really big thing that's I think that's making a difference too, with just how the conversation went tonight, with the way we would want to see Adonis show up versus the way we feel he is showing up. And here's the thing, what I learned is that just because Adonis isn't showing up in the way in which many of us on here felt like he should, it doesn't mean that he's not showing up. He's not showing up. It just doesn't mean that. Just because we can't see him showing up doesn't mean he's not showing up. That is what I learned. That is what I learned, because sometimes we don't have visibility to everything, but we have to go on faith that things are happening, that things are taking place. We have to trust that parties that are involved, who are speaking on some things, and they may say, "Hey, some things are moving. They're not moving here on YouTube, but they're moving." And we have to just be like, "Okay, okay, okay." I'm just going to trust that it's moving. You say it's moving. It's your situation. So that's all I have to go off of, is what you say. And that's what Champayne has said. So it's her situation. That's what I have to go off of. And that's what I trust is taking place. And only time will tell. Um, as far as if we see, based on the movement, if things work out favorably for them, as we all wanted to. Because I stand by everything I said pertaining to the situation last night when I talked about Champayne, and just today, as far as my support for her and just wanting her to win, because child, she been going through it, and I just want our good sis to win because it's a lot, and I don't feel like she deserves this. Berlana says, great talk, Sheik. Yes, so many perspectives. Glad we could discuss this here respectfully as always, and open to learning. That's what it's about. That's what we do over here. That's what makes us so different, so unique. It's about learning, showing up for one another, supporting one another. So this is what support, looks like. And it's a beautiful thing, when you do it like respectfully, as we do over here. Whenever I go live, because I wouldn't have it any other way. I want to have a respectful environment. Um, that's the only way I like it over here. And with my awesome moderators, they help facilitate that. That is the way it goes down over here. So I don't really have to do a lot of work or talking in regards to people coming over here doing the absolute most, trying to mess up the brand and the flow of things. People tend to come over here for the most part, and have some act right. And that's a good thing, because that's the energy we have over here. Like attracts like. So since we have good energy, uh, that's what I want to continue to be attracted over here on this channel. People with good energy, and people who are open to hearing other perspectives, and who are open to learning. And I want, each time I go live, I want everyone to have a takeaway, something that they learned, that will allow them to go out into this world to just be a better person, to show up better for themselves and others. Like that. That's what it's about. Each one teach one. That's what it's about. So I definitely learned a lot tonight. I did. I did. So it makes for a great live, because I learned a lot. The teacher learned. The teacher learned. And that's what it's about. That's what it's about. So I thank each and every one of you honor students, because if you're in my chat, you at least hit the like, the subscribe button. So stick around, come back, continue to stay subscribed. Definitely continue to drop your comments on my videos. Make sure you have the notification bell hit, so you know when I go live. I tend to schedule my evening lives pretty in advance by some hours. But if I do like a walk and talk, child, it ain't gonna be much of scheduling. Tonight I scheduled it out because I know, 6 o'clock, my daughter's at soccer. But normally it's not scheduled like that. I just hit that live button and y'all just come running to class when the bell ring. So yes, that's why you have to make sure you have the notification bell on, so you know when I go live, and you can, catch these conversations in real time. Because as y'all see, listen, we get it on and popping, and you learn a thing or two over here. You learn a thing or two over here, and it's beautiful because we're all adults. We're all adults. So I thank you for all the likes, shares, subscribes, the super chats, cash apps, any type of support you have shown me. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. So I am Chic from Chic Speaks. Uh, Make sure, again, I sometimes I come on here and do live workouts, so you want to make sure you subscribe for that too, so you can catch me if you want to learn how to get it tight. I can help you with that too. So remember, we're mind, body, soul over here. I want to make sure that you got it all together, mind, body, and soul. We don't want to miss a beat. We want to have it all together, child, because all of it is important, and you need all three to work with together, to really be operating at the highest level. So that's what it's about. So I am Chic from Chic Speaks. This has been an awesome live as usual, and I will catch you on the next broadcast. I hope you all have a beautiful, blessed night. Take care of yourself and one another. Peace.